Dr. McDonough.
Hello, Mayor, Council. Dr. James here at McDonough. I live at 32320 Southwest 199th Avenue. Due to my perceived level of disrespect from Manager Gretzis at his comments at last month's meeting, I feel I must publicly address them. First, Mr. Gretzis, I brought serious issues to the attention of the city affecting the safety of our children and your employees. You, sir, disarmably dismissed these concerns as a mere smear. These concerns were brought to my attention due to the untold retaliation occurring in the city under your watch, sir. If I did not possess evidence beyond mere allegations, I would have never been addressed. Sir, it is recommended that you get a bottle of ketchup ready for the day you get to eat your words. I cannot imagine they will be palatable. Second, Mr. Gretzis, sir, you implied because we were not cut off didn't mean we were telling the truth. Most importantly here, it is not me, but the federal and state courts, as well as my recordings, which hold that I speak the truth. Sir, is it the United States Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit or the 11th Circuit in and for Miami-Dade County that you argue against? We are all confused here. Can it be that video evidence contradicting the sworn statements of your employees which you contest? Sir, your slander of our myriad concerns discredits the dignity of this council as well as the good citizens of the city of Homestead. Sir, while out of order, you have repeatedly interrupted citizens as if you preside over these meetings. This is on video, yet you speak with such glowing oratory for public debate. Sir, you lament that your employees are accused of crimes. This council even approved a specific policy because of me, where speakers could be barred for making slanderous comments. Yet no one has been sued or stopped from speaking because of what you allege to be slander. This clearly demonstrates the disingenuousness of your assertions. Sir, with your law degree, you should be aware of the right to petition government for redress of grievances under the First Amendment of the Constitution. However, for some reason, sir, you continue to criticize our petitions, then cover your malfeasance by claiming you cherish freedom of speech. You, sir, are the lowest form of hypocrite and a disgrace to the office of which you hold. I look forward to seeing you in deposition soon. You have a great night.
Mr. Oakey? Any business from the city manager?
I think I just want to reiterate my comments from last month because I think it's important for the staff that when somebody comes up and smears them and they don't get interrupted for 3 minutes, it's because the 3 minutes has been allotted for the person to make those comments. So I don't want anybody to think because there's no interruption that that is agreement or that whatever comes out of the person's mouth is fact. In fact, what's happened on a regular basis is people get up to there, and it's only one or two, but they get up onto that microphone and they smear people, whether it's city staff, whether it's elected officials, whether it's whoever it is. And I'm responsible for the staff, so I would just say, you know, don't take it personally. In fact, cherish the fact that we have a form of government where people can say something that we don't necessarily have to agree with. And when it's factually inaccurate, that's a different issue. We can address it or we can choose not to. But in terms of their 3 minutes, that's the reason why they're not being interrupted. We'll see the creative editing later, and so, you know, the creative editing and the splicing and the graphics and all that. But the point is, that's what these chambers are for, is people to have their say, and try not to be offended as best as you can.
Thank you, sir. Anything from the attorney? Nothing? Reports from Mayor and Council. Councilman Roth.
Thank you, Mayor. Just
Mr. Noel Brown? Thank you.
I live at 2501 Southwest 296th Street, and don't let my affluent neighborhood confuse you, because my community is Northwest Florida City and Southwest Homestead. I live out there, but my community is there, because that's what I care about. Good evening to all of you. I am Noah Brown. I was moved to come and address this council after watching some of the shenanigans at the council meetings on YouTube, seeing how our chief of police has allowed and been a part of intimidating citizens because of their voicing their concerns. I remember Chief when I was in high school, and he was major role then. My first male hero. Listen, I looked up to this guy, a strapped African-American officer looking sharp. Chief, you were bigger than life to a 16-year-old black kid from difficult circumstances, but times are different now. You have led an officer who has killed 2 African-American citizens on your homestead watch. Stay on the force. I understand that this guy was cleared by FDLE. Hey, that's fine. If he didn't do nothing wrong, right. But I would think for the betterment of your community and relations that you would let this guy be a police officer in this community, because you know what you do? Every time his family sees this, it's like smashing it in his face. I was in charge of a lot of stuff, platoons of men. If one of my soldiers got into something, and I know it was better for the cohesiveness of the unit and relations, I would get rid of that guy. I wouldn't, you know, if the guy didn't do anything illegal, you can't be punished. But for the betterment of our community, where Al grew up at, he let that man come right back there and smash it into those people's family's face. Wrong. I watch your interview, where you stumbled your words to tell why you backdated some paperwork. You are the chief of police of Homestead. How you didn't ask any questions when you backdated paperwork? I saw your lies and untruths come out of your mouth, and then the arrest of a citizen that had done nothing against the law. And you called the state attorney on a citizen that was acting in the bounds of the law. Chief Rowe, what happened? When did you stop caring about your community that you grew up in? Letting your officers abuse and disrespect law-abiding citizens. If your officers can try and railroad a white man with a doctorate degree, and then when they can, he beat you in litigation, you go after his wife, and none of his officers, and nobody's been held accountable for besmirching this lady, and she's done nothing. Nothing. His wife, what can I expect to do if your officers zero on me being a black man? And I know, you know what I know? Most of the officers, I just moved out there in the Redlands. I've been stopped by Homestead 5 times and sat on a curb like I was a boy. I don't deserve that. I spent 23 years in the Army.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not quite so confrontational. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. I would have said good evening to our representatives up the chain, but they left already. Due to what appears to be the waste of tens of thousands of dollars of taxpayer money, I must discuss what appears to be as gross malfeasance occurring with public records and requests thereof. The city and WSH have now twice determined by a court of law to have unlawfully withheld public records from Dr. McDonough. And there are many other cases as well. The advice the city is receiving from their attorneys is patently flawed, as shown by 2 losses in open court already. One of these, they brought 3 attorneys to the court, and they still lost against a B-rated, lowly, defamed, and unrepresented citizen. WSH has just sued last year for over $7 million for malpractice, particularly for not disclosing a conflict of interest. Yet just yesterday, manager George Gretzes signed a waiver of conflict with your law firm, WSH. Does the council know of this? How can WSH give the best possible defense to the city, themselves, and their partners when the best defense for the city is to throw WSH under the bus and claim the violations originated due to bad legal advice given by WSH? the experts on public records. So when the city loses yet again, will you then demand WSH waive their fees, or will you sue them for legal malpractice, thereby saving the citizens, your bosses, because we hired you when we voted for you, thousands of dollars? You realize all the money wasted obstructing Dr. McDonough alone could have purchased body cams and paid for the service for 1 year for our officers. Which brings to mind the fact that I've never been contacted by Councilmember Burgess, who is not here tonight, I'm sorry, for a promised meeting regarding the long-term cost of the body cam issues, but I digress. Why does the city continue to unlawfully obstruct records requests? Why do this after losing and the desired records are already obtained? Why do we continue to waste tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars to litigate a bad case with no damages? What do you have to hide? The absolute lack of transparency begins to explain the opposition to body cameras. We don't even need to again mention the security cameras which the city removed from the very parking lot of this building that showed officers John Monaco and Garland Wright lying on their reports. These officers are not even smart enough to make up the actual elements of a crime, yet you continue to defend them. I have time left. I've never had that happen before. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Mr. Hill?
Kim Hill, City of Homestead. First and foremost, I would like to thank Ms. Fairclough for asking relevant, poignant questions pertaining to the education on the southwest side to that legislative body there. Now, Carter G. Woodson once said, if you can make a man feel inferior, you don't have to take him to the back door. He'll go to the back door. And if there is no back door, he will create one. That's the answer to Mr. Brown's question to Officer Rolle. That's the answer to the question to Jimmy Williams living on the southwest side and a whole host of you other people up here. If you feel inferior, you're going to do inferior things and you're going to not make the demands. We've been here for eternity demanding the use of body cameras, demanding the debate on body cameras, yet you all turn a blind eye. You do it at the helm of our mayor, Mr. Jeff Porter. I call him Mississippi Jeff. Mississippi Jeff. Same as Charlottesville. You see, this is a racist act. I'm not going to tiptoe through the roses. I'm not going to pussyfoot around this issue. This is did at the helm of this guy who's sitting up here. We've discussed 1,000 things, yet he turns a blind eye and he disrespects the African-American community. He disrespects the Hispanic community by not allowing this to come on the agenda. And this is racist. It is flat out racist, and no one wants to say it. And everyone's look around. This is the elephant in the room. But the truth of the matter is this is racist. And this is Mr. Porter's way of dealing with the African-American community. There's an effective way of dealing with us. You take a black face and put it in the proper place and endorse the policies behind your racist nature. This is what you do with Mr. Rolle. You march him out during these particular incidents or whatever, whenever it's favorable for you. And it's kind of like the organ grinder with the monkey. You roll him out, and then he gets his reward and put it right back in your pocket. This is game. This is political game, and we want respect on the southwest side. There's no reason. You want this to be another Charlottesville? Yes, you can look all dismayed, you can look all crazy at me, but you choose not to put the issue on the forefront for the public to debate it. That's disrespectful, and you know it. And I have no problem calling you who you are and what you are. In my eyes, you are a racist. And anyone else who steps behind you in support, you're ignoring this relevant, pertinent policy towards African Americans is a racist and in support of racism. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
You ain't welcome.
Mr. Diego? Mr. Womble?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council, citizens. Mayor, I come before you again with this humble request. I ask that we place on the ballot this coming fall during the upcoming election the item that we've been asking for over 2 years now. The item that I'm referring to is that of body cameras. We've been told that body cameras cost too much. However, at the same time, we've been told that the company that produces the product is willing to give those cameras to us free of charge. They were willing to train our officers for using them, and they were willing to pay for the storage of the data for up to 1 year. With that, Mr. Mayor, gives us a total cost of zero as it relates to the cost for body cameras. A good trial period would be that of 1 year. We would be able to make a analysis on our own, whether or not they are beneficial to the citizens of Homestead. But to merely ignore the probable use of body cameras and the cost associated, well, with the savings associated that have been reported is sort of ignoring the fact that this is of benefit to the citizens of Homestead and has been of benefit to the citizens of other municipalities. We can't create our own conclusions without some type of analysis. This has already been analyzed by many municipalities who utilize body cameras. So I'm only asking that if you're not willing to vote for it, then let the citizens of the city of Homestead vote whether or not they think that it is something that is applicable. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done... Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before, what
Sheriff's getting a little too pushy. You work for us, Sheriff. Just keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I found that I had to make a change this ending on my videos, letting you know about the channel and fair use laws, you know, how we can report on other people's reporting and how it's good, how it's bad, etc. But you guys can look it up yourself. It is legal. It's in there. But like I've told you before, that I've been cut off from making money on YouTube for 4 years. It's really weird, bizarre, but they cut the money off, but they said you can keep the channel, and now YouTube makes all the money. And if you get bored, plug it into Social Blade website, and you'll see that they are making a huge amount off the site. Right now it's at 63 million views, 53,000 subscribers, almost 3 million views a month. You know, trying to wake people up, and I make nothing. In fact, I got a customer that's ex-congressman. He said if I could ever find a lawyer, sue YouTube on it. But because this is nuts. 4 hours a day, and to save America. You know, but at the same time, it's worth it. Look at what our founding fathers did. They died for this country. So, but getting back to the money part, this is why I'm redoing the video. Is my dream of everyone giving $1, and it's going to be $53,000 a year, or if they did Patreon, which you know, can be monthly. That is not working. That'd be great if it did. Nothing is perfect. And I appreciate the people that do donate, you know, what they can on PayPal, and there again, I'm letting you guys know that is not much. It is, you know, monthly is, oh my god. So anyways, yes, you cannot live on it. It's very, very, very low amount. But the dollar things, I do appreciate that, but when I first said everybody give $1, that's not working. I'm just letting you guys know it's, yeah, that's that dream, everybody gives $1. 53,000 subscribers, it's not working. So yes, if you can give more than that, you know, I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, I'm in a unique situation where, you know what, we're already debt free, and I'm I'm not rich, but with the little business that we have, I am able to do what I am able to do 45 hours a day, you know, letting you guys know what's going on. In 4 years, I've did the whole thing myself, 12,000 videos on there. I literally get emails where people are like, holy crap, I never knew it was this bad. And it is this bad, and it's getting worse every day because we have the internet, we have cell phones, we have cameras everywhere now, and it's just disgusting what's going on. And then, as you guys know, too, now we got Trump, we got Jeff Sessions doing a war on drugs, and now he wants to go after the forfeiture laws again. It's just unfreaking real. So, if you can give more than that dream of everybody giving $1, yeah, that old video, that's not working. They're not, they're just not. So anyways, if you can give more than that dream is not working. Hardly anybody is giving. There you go. So that's why I'm remaking the video. If you can give more than that, that would be great. And there again, like I said, the Patreon's there. There is some people on there that are starting to give, but there again, it's very, very low. And like I said, I don't want to get rich off of that. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's still so stinking corrupt. It's not even funny. My court case that I'm going to be paying out of my pocket myself with Charlotte County's coming up. They illegally looked me up and then posted all my information on LEOAFFAIRS website. They basically doxed me, however you want to say that. I forget what the word is, and they outed me, man. And that information on that site went out to 500 sheriffs, deputies, people that work at the jail, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, it is very, very scary, but we're going to do a federal case, 1983 case, violating freedom of speech. We have 17 cameras in the house now. We got 2 cameras in the car. I always carry a camera plus a cell phone. A lot of people are highly recommending I get a vest now. If I could, if the wife would let me, I would run for sheriff. We are trying to push the thing nationwide right now, where just to mix it up and to get the topics out there is register to run for sheriff, NPA, no party affiliation, as a write-in, and that is completely free, and you can participate in the elections. And there's a lot of stuff. We got a guy, James McLinnis in Pinellas County, Tampa, who almost won. He experienced the corruption himself. The story is unbelievable. Look him up. It's mind-blowing what they did. It pissed him off. He is very, very smart. He has way more money than I did. He ran for sheriff at the last 3 months last year in 2016 and almost won. He got all of the black vote. And the reason why he did that is because he ran in, I will not bust, we're in Florida, I will not bust anybody for weed anymore unless it's an ungodly huge amount, like pounds. And then he also ran in, no more victimless crimes, no more of this freaking road pirate bull crap. And then he was going to cut the budget by 30%. And when you think about that, you can. If you stop the road pirates, you can get rid of a bunch of people. Gone. So, the wife has been saying, yes, I can, yes, I can't. So I don't know. We're trying to find somebody that can do it because I am busy doing this anyways. But, so I'm making a video, like I said, that $1 a month from everybody, you know, for 53,000 subscribers, that is not working. I'm just letting you guys know. Absolutely give way more than $1 a month. If you can, I appreciate anything. By the way, remember too, when you give that, PayPal takes like freaking 15 to 20%, so it's even worse than that. But, and there again, like I'm letting you guys know, it's way, what I get is very, very low. Appreciate it, but it is very, very low. Can't live on it. I'm just, you know, I'm working, and that's what I'm working on. And that court case is going to cost a buttload of money. That's federal court. Just the filing fees and the depositions that we're going to be doing with this corrupt cop. So there's another reason to give. We are going to be doing a deposition with this very corrupt. He was in a drug squad. He is a bad guy. He's on steroids. We heard steroids are rampant here. That's why their attitude is so bad. And we are going to get him on video, and it will be on YouTube. So that case alone is $5,000 just to bring it to court, and that's my money out of my pocket. So there's another reason to give, and give way more than $1 if you can. So keep that in mind. This is the new video, and I see, God, I talk a lot. It's already 7 minutes, but had to make it just to let you know the $1 a month remedy is not working. They're not doing it, so if you can give more than that, please. So thanks. Keep it up. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me your videos on corruption, and I'll post it.